Hello, I'm Laura Scotland. Welcome to our series of videos on all you need to know about apprenticeships. In this episode, we're going to cover what an apprenticeship actually is and how you can go about finding one. Okay, so let's get started. Apprenticeships.gov.uk is the best website to find out about what an apprenticeship actually is, so let's take a look. Whether you're a young person looking to become an apprentice, a parent wanting to find out what it's all about, or an employer looking to hire an apprentice, it's all on this site, so it's a good place to start. Scrolling down to the bottom of the page, it says here an apprenticeship is a real job where you can learn, gain experience and get paid. You're an employee with a contract of employment and holiday leave. So let's take a look at that in a little more detail. It's a real job where you learn. That means from day one, you'll need an employer who's happy to take you on. This is paid work, so the main part of your week will be spent working rather than sitting in a classroom, learning on the job. As well as that, you'll also learn at college, which is known as off-the-job training. Usually, you'll spend 1 day a week learning in both theory and practical sessions. For some apprentices, it can be more than 1 day a week, but for the majority of you, it would just be one. Gaining experience. As you progress through your apprenticeship, you'll be gaining lots of experience, whether that's on a building site, in a nursery, or in an office. Wherever you work, you're putting your learning into practice every day. Getting paid. Currently, the minimum wage for an apprentice is $4.15 an hour, regardless of how old you are in that first year. That doesn't mean that's all you can earn. It's a minimum rate and your employer can pay you more if they wish. Contracts of employment and holiday leave. You can expect to get both of these because you would be an employee, just like anyone else who works for the company. So you should be issued with a contract within 2 weeks of starting your job, and you'll be entitled to at least 20 days holiday as well as public holidays each year. Nowhere near as many as school holidays, but you can't have it all. So when we click on Learn More, we're taken through to another page which covers a lot of information we've just run through, but also mentions other things as well, such as to become an apprentice, you have to be 16 or over. There is no upper age limit to being an apprentice, but you do have to be at least 16. You must not already be in full-time education. This isn't necessarily so. If you can't secure an apprenticeship by September, all is not lost. For example, if you're interested in becoming an electrician, apply for a full-time course. Then, when an apprenticeship comes up during the year, you can apply for it and transfer over onto the apprenticeship. Here it says you need to live in England. Well, as we're close to the Welsh border, this can be a bit of a grey area, so my advice would be to contact us if you live somewhere like Welshpool. Scrolling down then, I'll just point out the various levels of an apprenticeship. Now for some sectors, you will have to start at level 2. I know this can sound a bit frustrating when you've been working towards GCSEs at level 2, but you can't go straight to level 3 if you want to be, for example, a carpenter. You have to learn the basics before you can progress to the complex work. So for 2 years, you'd be learning your trade, and at the end of the level 2 carpentry apprenticeship, you would be classed as a qualified carpenter. For a lot of apprentices, there is no level 2. Examples include plumbing, electrical, business admin and teaching assistants. And of course, there are many more like this. If you're interested in an apprenticeship that's at level 3, you must have your maths and English GCSE grades at 4 or higher. Without these, you will not be able to apply for a level 3 apprenticeship at Shrewsbury College. If it's a level 2 apprenticeship that you're applying for, then maths and English isn't as critical, but you will have to continue to study these subjects as part of your apprenticeship. If you're a school leaver, then you're unlikely to be offered higher and degree apprenticeships. But for college leavers who have A-levels or BTECs, these can be a serious alternative to university and are highly sought after. To find out more about these higher apprenticeships, you need to visit gov.uk. You'll find the specific link for that below this video. But let's have a quick peek. As you can see, there is a complete guide to higher and degree apprenticeships and also a higher degree vacancy list. This is where you'll find some larger employers who tend to recruit cohorts of apprentices every year and when that's likely to be. But do check when this was last updated. So back to apprenticeships.gov.uk and a bit about how you can find out where these apprenticeship vacancies might be. Just to give you a flavour, I'm going to click on the Browse Now button and you'll see there is a drop-down menu for the area that I might be interested in. So I'm going to select electrical and then enter a postcode. Click on search and here you can see a list of apprenticeships available. Now, a word of warning, there will always be 10. That's because they just give you the nearest 10 to your postcode. So by the time you look at the 9th or 10th, it could be quite a far away. Nonetheless, it's a good starting point to see the types of jobs that are out there. If we scroll further down, we'll see the Become an Apprentice banner, which appears on all the pages of this website. So let's click on Create an Account and you can see it starts to ask for all your details. If you want to be kept informed as to what's coming up in your area, this is the best place to go. From here, you'll receive push notifications on your phone telling you when a new vacancy in your area has just gone live, and then you can apply. Before we go, I'd just like to show you a really useful website. It's the Institute of Apprenticeships and Technical Education, which is a bit of a long-winded title, but as always, the link's at the bottom of this video. This website is an excellent resource to utilise, allowing you to research apprenticeship programmes known as standards, and they're all on here. You can use this website in 2 different ways. Firstly, it can be used to inspire you to find the apprenticeship that suits you most. For example, there are sectors listed down the left-hand search bar. If you select one of these, then it will filter down all the apprenticeships that are available. Please bear in mind that as a college, we may not offer all of these apprenticeships, but that's not to say there isn't another training provider that may. You can then use these apprenticeship titles to search on the National Apprenticeship website. Secondly, if you have already applied for or you're interested in a specific apprenticeship, you can search for this as well. It will tell you exactly what's covered, including all the skills, knowledge and expected behaviours for the specific job roles. It's also a perfect website for researching prior to an interview. That covers our explanation on what an apprenticeship is. If you want to now find out how to apply, you can check out our Applying for Apprenticeships video, where we cover the ways you can increase your chances of finding your own employer and how to apply for apprenticeships online. For now though, we hope you found this helpful and that you'll come away knowing a bit more about what an apprenticeship is. If you still have questions, then you can always email us at apprenticeships@shrewsbury.ac.uk. Thanks for watching.